I'd like to call this meeting of June 1st, 2026 of the Wilson County Board of Education to order. First off, I'd like to remind the public that this meeting is being televised on Spectrum and Greenlight Channel 22 and live streamed through Wilson County Schools YouTube channel. The public can also view the meeting by downloading the Wilson County Schools TV 22 app and through the links on the district's Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter pages and the website. Everybody, we have an agenda in front of us. Do I hear a motion on it?
Yes, Mr. Chair, I move to amend the agenda to add item L for the continuing budget resolution.
Do I hear a second?
Second.
All right, it has been moved by Ms. Powell, seconded by Dr. Fitch, that we amend the agenda to include item L for the continuing budget resolution. Is there any discussion? All in favor of the motion, let it be known by the sign of aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Ayes have it, motion carries unanimously.
And Mr. Chair, I move to approve the agenda for the Wilson County Board of Education meeting for June 1st, 2026.
Second.
All right, it has been moved by Mrs. Powell and seconded by Mrs. Boyette that we approve the agenda for June 1st, 2026. Is there any discussion? All in favor of the motion, let it be known by the sign of aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Ayes have it, motion carries unanimously. Next up, we have the Pledge of Allegiance. This is going to be a moment of silence. It's going to be led by Mr. Batts. Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you, Mr. Batts. Next up, we have the approval of the minutes.
Mr. Chair,
Dr. Fitch.
I move that the minutes of May 18th, 2026 be approved.
Second.
All right, it has been moved by Dr. Fitch, seconded by Mrs. Boyette, Ms. Powell, and Mr. Batts, that we approve the minutes for May 18th, 2026. Is there any discussion? All in favor of the motion, let it be known by the sign of aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Ayes have it, motion carries unanimously. Next up, we have the good news presentations with Dr. Mills and Mr. Batts.
All right, board members, audience members, tonight we've got two teams we're recognizing, but first up is the Rising All-Star Award. We are recognizing first the members of our district-wide competitive high school robotics team called the Whirlybots. And so if the team members and coaches could please come forward as I call your name, and it's a long list, I'm going to check them off as we go. Addison, Hayden, Walton, Zachary, Simone, Brody, Caden, Soraya, Lorenzo, Jaden. Is anyone coming? Am I drawing a blank on everybody? I mean, don't play a joke on me now. Come on. Stephanie, Cal, Paige, Josiah, Taylor, Kaylee. All right, that's one column now. That's only a few. Olivia, Addison, Victoria, Gabby, Sam, Jason, Hannah, Vicky, Ani, Enza, Hope, Thierno, TJ, Con, and Coach Kevin Basso and Coach Heather Williams. Thought y'all were punking me for a minute there. Yeah, I figured as much this time of year. right, and let me tell you about these folks. The Whirly Bots team consists of students from across our high schools and early colleges who are interested in engineering, design, construction, computer science, journalism, and marketing. Throughout the school year, the team met to design and build a fully functional industrial-sized robot from raw materials to compete in regional and state competitions. At the Wake County competition in March, the Whirly Bots were selected by judges to receive the 2026 Rising All-Star Award. This recognition highlights teams that demonstrate outstanding potential for growth and leadership, and it reflects the team's hard work, creativity, and dedication. We're very proud of the way these students represent our district and showcase the power of STEM education. Last year, as a new team, they earned the Rookie All-Star Award, so it's exciting to see them to succeed and grow. So congratulations to the entire team, those representing the team tonight, and their coaches. So nice job. Obviously, you know how to do a few things with tools, math, engineering, marketing. I'm not even going to go into all of it because I wouldn't even be able to get it out. But obviously, you can if you won twice in a row, so we're expecting continued success. Thank you for representing us so well. Job well done. You good? Nice job. Take those with you. Take all those with you. Nicely done. Nice job. Thanks for coming. All right, board members, audience members, we have another team for tonight, and that is the North Carolina High School Division of NASA's Plant the Moon Challenge Best in Show winner. So we want to recognize the members of Team Sprout of Hope from Hunt High School. So the team members and coaches could please come forward as I call your name. See if they're lined up. All right, good. Thank you, Dr. Mitchell. Elva, Easton, Ashley, Eliza, Sarah, Landon, Emily, Faith, Adron, Nathan, and Coach Victoria Kirby. And thank y'all for not leaving me hanging for so long. Let me tell you about this group. The NASA Plant the Moon Challenge gives students the opportunity to work like real scientists and engineers by testing how plants grow in simulated lunar soil. Congratulations to Team Sprout of Hope for earning top honors in North Carolina High School Division of NASA's Plant the Moon Challenge. The team was named Best in Show after completing an impressive research project focused on how plants could one day be grown on the moon by astronauts during long-term space missions. Over the course of 8 weeks, the team grew soy and chia seeds while exploring how different wavelengths of light affected plant growth. That was not chia pets, by the way. The students cared for the plants daily, analyzed data, and compiled their findings into a final report submitted at the end of the challenge. Along the way, they saw lots of growth, discovered life in unexpected places, and learned a great deal about growing crops in a dark closet environment. Beyond the research itself, the experience helps students build important skills in innovation, teamwork, and communication. Their achievement highlights the exciting opportunities students have to engage in hands-on STEM learning while tackling real-world challenges connected to the future of space exploration. You're an amazing team. We're very proud of what you were able to accomplish. Many of us need help just growing a single plant in our backyard. So if you're available for hire, you may pick up some little extra work this summer. Obviously, there are some people that need that help, myself included. But seriously, thank you for representing us so well. It's a huge, huge accomplishment. Congratulations. Job well done. Thank you. Please write your names at the back for calls later for tomato plants and other things. Board members, that's all we had tonight.
All right, thank you, Dr. Mills. Mr. Batts? All right, so next on the agenda, we have the chairman's report, and my report is actually very short, as we're just 2 weeks off of our last board meeting. But we'd like to wish everybody a happy and safe summer, as this school year ends on Wednesday. And I just want to point out that this will be the last official meeting that we have Dr. Mills, Dr. Wilson, and Ms. Horson with us today. So I want to thank y'all for everything that y'all have done for Wilson County Schools, and it's going to be different without you. We're excited for you, but you will be missed. So thank y'all for all the lives that y'all have touched. And, well, and that's going to conclude my report, and I'm going to give it to Dr. Mills.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I'll piggyback a little bit on what the chairman was saying. Board members, audience members, it's hard to believe, but the last day of school, parents can rejoice for traditional schools and teachers as well, as this Wednesday, June 3rd. So set your clocks. It will be an early release day for students, Wednesday, June 3rd. And board members, remember, graduation is scheduled for when? Saturday, June 6th. What time?
9 a.m.
9 a.m. Do not be late. And we look forward to celebrating the class of 2026 at Bedingfield, Fike, and Hunt High Schools. Congratulations to the students and staff for another successful year. And so we will celebrate graduation on Saturday. And I'd like to wish everyone a safe and relaxing summer. So that's it.
All right, thank you, Dr. Mills. Next up, we have our public input section. We do not have anybody that has signed up to speak, so I'm gonna ask if you'll respond.
Yeah, sure will. Be glad to take care of that one.
Thank you. And we'll move on to our next agenda item.
I'll write in your voice.
Let's see, we have informational items, which are contracts requiring board notification with administrative services. So I am gonna ask Dr. Williams.
I'll take it if that's okay.
Oh, yeah, if you want to.
We have, from administrative services, there are 4 contracts that required board notification. The first is with J&R Mitchell Septic Tank Cleaning Services LLC for grease trap cleaning and removal. That's at $3,500 per month for 12 months, $42,000 total for the next school year. The next is with Hershey Ice Cream to provide ice cream for school nutrition, a la carte sales. That's in the amount of $33,211.20. The third contract is with SFS Pack Division of Portion Pack Chemical Corporation. That sounds dangerous when you say it out loud. To provide food service manual sanitation systems for school nutrition. That's in the amount of $57,528. And the last is with Bruce Air Filter Company to provide air filter changes for Wilson County schools 3 times a year. That's $12,000, 3 times a year, totaling $36,000 for the year.
All right. Thank you for that, Mr. Green. Ms. Boyd, do you want to do instructional?
Yes, I have read and reread my numbers this
All right,
time. so.
well, that's perfect.
Contracts requiring board notification are EDIA, which is EDIA for math software in the amount of $80,000. Encore, which is cloud voice service for $67,740.00. Follett Content Solutions, those are the elementary school books in the amount of $37,041.01. Pathful, which are a workforce readiness system, in the amount of $36,603.00. And Raptor Technologies, that's the visitor management access, annual access fee for volunteer management license also, $33,911.64.
All right, thank you very much, Ms. Boyette. Next up for informational items, we have the Wilson County Schools Disposal of Surplus Property Report.
And that most appropriately goes to Dr. Williams.
Okay, Dr. Williams.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. So this is our opportunity. About twice a year, we do an annual or biannual report of any property that's been surplused. So in your board package, you'll see the items that have been surplused. On the first page would be buses that have been surplused. The second page is comments as to the surplus reason, as to why they were surplused. Our next page, again, activity bus numbers that are surplused with their prices and the days that they were sold. We have also surplused 3 driver's education cars, and they are out of service with us now. We have our scrap and mixed metal, which these are just parts and things that we have at the shop and at the facility services department. So that is the list of items that we have sold for scrap, and the comments attached to those as well. The next set of surplus items is again vehicles. So these would be trucks, vans, and additional trucks and vans that we have surplused since our last surplus report as well. With the other page being the comments as to their surplus and the reason for their surplus. And the last page is, again, vehicles that we've surplus. So minus spare parts for scrap or parts that were in disposal, it's vehicles that we're surplusing since our last surplus report.
Board members, any questions on that? All right, and then we will move into our action items. First up on our action items, we have the 2026-2027 facility rental fees. And I will give that to Dr. Williams.
Mr. Chair. So each year, at the conclusion of the school year, we bring the facility rental fees for approval by the Board of Education for the upcoming school year. So what you have in your board packet is our facility use guide with the application, as well as our facility use fees. The facility use fees that we have attached, these are no change from our last fees that we have had previously last year. So these are just coming for approval for the 26-27 school year.
Mr. Chair,
Mr. Green.
I move we approve the 2026-2027 facility rental fees as presented by administration.
Second.
All right, it has been moved by Mr. Breen and seconded by Ms. Powell that we approve the 2026-2027 facility rental fees. Is there any discussion?
Question.
Yes, ma'am.
If I'm not mistaken, there was a discussion going on whether at city or county for, increase in utility rates and the like. If rates go up, do we make an adjustment during the year, or will it stay at the current rate?
Yes, ma'am. The facility use fees that we have here for 2026, 2027, these will be the approved fees. However, although the board policy does call for these to be approved each year, if there's an opportunity or a need to bring these back to the board for consideration, we can bring those back.
Any further discussion? All right, all in favor of the motion, let it be known by the sign of aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Ayes have it, motion carries unanimously. Next up, under item B, we have School Resource Officer Memorandum of Understanding. Dr. Williams.
Yes, sir. So again, each year for the upcoming school year, we bring the memorandum of understanding with the Wilson County Sheriff's Office and Wilson County Schools for our school resource officers in the high schools and middle schools. This is the MOU that we bring each year. We do not have changes from the last school year to this year. It is just up for renewal each year.
Mr. Chair,
Mr. Breen.
I move we adopt the school resource officer MOU as presented by administration.
Second.
All right, it has been moved by Mr. Breen, seconded by Dr. Fitch, that we adopt the School Resource Officer Memorandum of Understanding. Is there any discussion? All in favor of the motion, let it be known by the sign of aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Ayes have it, motion carries unanimously. All right, next up is item C, contracts requiring board approval with administrative services.
Mr. Chair.
Mr. Brown?
We have 5 contracts total that require board approval for administrative services. I'm going to take them as 4 and 1 because 4 relate directly to school nutrition and 1 only relates to transportation services. So, Mr. Chair,
Mr. Brown?
I move that we adopt a contract with Mayola, which is a contract rollover to provide milk components and juice for school nutrition meals, the amount of $417,127.05. A contract with Cisco Raleigh, which is a contract rollover distributor Lot 1 groceries, in the amount of $3,027,537.32. One with Riverside Paper Supply, which is a contract rollover distributor Lot 3 supplies, in the amount of $282,579.34, and one with R&H Produce Incorporated, which is another contract rollover to provide produce components for school nutrition meals in the amount of $237,062.50.
Second.
All right. So it has been moved by Mr. Breen, seconded by Dr. Fitch and Mrs. Boyette, that we approve the contracts with Mayola, contract rollover to provide milk components and juice for school nutrition meals in the amount of $417,127.05. Cisco Raleigh, contract rollover, distributor, Lot 1 groceries, in the amount of $3,027,537.32. Riverside Paper Supply, contract rollover, distributor Lot 3 supplies, in the amount of $282,579.34. With R&H Produce Incorporated, contract rollover to provide produce components for school nutrition meals in the amount of $237,062.50. Is there any discussion? All in favor of the motion, let it be known by the sign of aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Ayes have it, motion carries unanimously.
Mr. Chair,
Mr. Burns?
our last contract from Administrative Services is with Swiftway Transit LLC to provide contract transportation services for exceptional children as well as our McKinney-Ventus population. And Mr. Chair, I'd move that we adopt the contract with Swiftway Transit LLC to provide those contract transportation services not to exceed the amount of $2 million.
All right, it's been moved by Mr. Breen, seconded by Dr. Fitch, that we adopt the Swiftway Transit LLC contract to provide contract transportation services not to exceed $2 million. Is there any discussion? All in favor of the motion, let it be known by the sign of aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Ayes have it, motion carries unanimously. Next up, we have contracts requiring board approval. This is human resources, so I'm gonna ask Dr. Wilson if she will go over this.
So the contract that you see listed on the proceeds tonight for workers' comp is AmTrust North America, and you can see that the price is $189,895,000. That's approximately $12,000 more than what it was last year this time. I do think it's also important to note that we did have a request for proposal in the 25-26 school year. And out of those, you selected AmTrust. One of the reasons that you selected AmTrust was because they also provide a premium refund. So if, for example, this $189,895 is not necessarily used, then it would be refunded back to us. Based on the information that we've received, the reason for that $12,000 increase is because we've had a few incidents that have been over $50,000. So they've got to up the price, but again, if things go well, then they will provide us a refund. And those other companies that I was just mentioning will not do that. Now, the AmTrust has provided some additional resources to us. One of the things that they've done is during our remote learning days where we offered staff development to our staff, They provided training opportunities. They also have come into the school and conducted a comprehensive safety analysis, and they've also provided recommendations and operational adjustments designed to reduce the workplace injuries and strengthening the safety practices in facility services, transportation, and school nutrition.
All right,
Mr. Chair,
Ms. Powell?
I move that we accept the business contract for Business Aid and Trust North America, providing the workers' compensation insurance at the amount of $189,895.
Second.
All right, it has been moved by Ms. Powell, seconded by Mrs. Boyette, that we approve the contract with AmTrust North America for workman's comp insurance in the amount of $189,895.00. Is there any discussion? All in favor of the motion, let it be known by the sign of aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Ayes have it, motion carries unanimously. Next, we have contracts requiring board approval for instructional services. Ms. Boyette, do you want to do these?
Okay. We have 3 contracts. Let's do, the first one and the last one, and then we'll separate the learning focused so, Mr. Chair, I move that, we approve the contract with Amerigis Healthcare Staffing for EC contracted personnel not to exceed $175,000, and also with Presence for EC contracted personnel not to exceed $275,000.
Second.
All right, it has been moved by Mrs. Boyette, seconded by Ms. Powell and Dr. Fitch, that we approve the contracts with Amerigis Healthcare Staffing for EC contracted personnel not to exceed $175,000, and also the contract with Presence for EC contracted personnel not to exceed $275,000. Is there any discussion? All in favor of the motion, let it be known by the sign of aye. All opposed? Ayes have it, motion carries unanimously. Ms. Boyette?
The next item is with professional development, so I move that we approve the contract with Learning Focused for district professional development in the amount of $108,982.83.
Second.
All right, it has been moved by Ms. Boyette, seconded by Ms. Powell, that we approve the contract with Learning Focused for district professional development in the amount of $108,982.83. Is there any discussion? All in favor of the motion, let it be known by the sign of aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Ayes have it, motion carries unanimously. Next up on the agenda, we have our career technical education updates and our local plan overview. So Ms. Morris? Ms. Biggle?
So Mr. Marks is going to be sharing this short presentation this evening. Mr. Creighton had a death in the family and was unable to be with us tonight. So each year, DPI requires us to submit a CTE local plan. So we will be submitting our local plan between now and the end of the month for the 2026 through 2028 school years. So the presentation that Mr. Marks will share is going to highlight successes and also give you an overview of the focus areas that will be included in that plan.
Good evening, Mr. Chair and Board of Education. I just have a couple slides I'm going to share with you and do my best to make Mr. Creighton proud. So if you look at this first slide, I'm just going to kind of work around and talk a little bit about each one of those numbers. And the first one I'll start with would be the 24-25 concentrator graduation rate. So obviously, we still haven't quite finished this year. So some of the stuff that I'll talk about will be about last year's data with a couple of things that are relevant to the 25-26 school year. So the first one being the concentrated graduation rate. If you look at that, 98% of our students who completed a level 2 class in a CTE pathway graduate with their cohort. The second one I would like to share with you would be the post-secondary placement of 24, 25 concentrators. That number is 97%. So in short, our students who became concentrators either attended a 2-year college or 4-year college, went into the workforce, or went into the armed forces at a 97% rate. So that's a great thing as well. The next one would be at the bottom right, would be the ACT Work Keys. And basically, our Work Keys is a workplace readiness assessment that measures a student's readiness in the workplace. So only seniors that have achieved CTE concentrator status are eligible to take this test. So if they're only a level 2 or higher, would they take this as a senior? And currently, our students who achieve proficiency would be our platinum, our gold, and our silver students, which would account for 48.84% of our students. And that's actually for this year. There's an opportunity in the fall, and there's an opportunity in the spring for our seniors to take that assessment. And this is something that the high school principals, myself, Mr. Creighton, the high school counselors are all really working and continuing to try to grow that number in a positive direction every year. The credential attainment, so it's at 6 o'clock on the screen, so it's right there in the middle with a list of schools. And so basically, credential attainment is measured in 2 different ways. One is the total number of credentials that you get, the ones that you pass, and then also it's measured by the total number attempted. So if you're looking at your percentage, you want to see how many you passed over how many you attempted. So one thing that Mr. Creighton made sure that he wanted me to highlight would be, if you look at this list, North Carolina was acknowledged for ranking 2nd in the nation in industry-recognized credentialing among North Carolina students. And you can see Wilson County Schools is on that list for being one of the top 10 most improved districts in North Carolina, with a 23.3% percentage point increase from the year prior. And so we had over 4,000, I think it's 4,009 students who achieved credentials last year. So that's a huge increase from the prior year, top 10 in the state, something that I know Mr. Creighton and the CTE teachers are all super proud of. The next slide would be where I talk a little bit about our CTE local plan that's going to be discussed, that you guys are going to look at. Let me make sure I get to the right page. So basically, every 2 years, a CTE local plan has to be approved by our Board of Education. Throughout this school year, Mr. Creighton and the CTE department have received feedback from school-level admin, counselors. He and I have been in multiple high school counselor meetings along with middle school as well, and he's gotten feedback at those points from teachers, from students, and parents as well. And Mr. Creighton also gathers input from the Wilson County Schools Business Advisory Council, and he kind of performs a data analysis of data points provided by the state and local as well. So after gathering all of that data and looking at it and creating this pretty comprehensive plan, there's really like 4 areas of focus for our 2-year CTE plan. One is the implementation of an AI course, an artificial intelligence course. And we're going to do a pilot program at Spate next year, and hopefully kind of work out the kinks and bugs on that, through that one program, and then maybe be able to take it into the rest of our middle and high schools once we've kind of done that. So, I'm a big believer in sometimes you got to walk to run fast, and so this is going to be our attempt at walking next year with that class. Increase our work-based learning opportunities for students. So that Business Advisory Council that I spoke to earlier is a big piece in that, and kind of working with our local businesses and business leaders to kind of create opportunities for our students to see some of the great opportunities that they have here in Wilson. To provide teachers for PD, or professional development in reading and writing strategies. So the secondary program coordinators, Ms. Catherine Walston, our math and science coordinator, Ms. Susan Whitley, our ELA and social studies coordinator, have already done this some this year, but are going to continue to grow this and really work with our CTE teachers to provide professional development in writing and things like that in some of our areas that we've struggled in those, and just kind of help to kind of continue to grow that within our CTE departments, which translates across high school. And our final bullet would be to increase career development opportunities for non-traditional and economically disadvantaged students. This is our area where we saw a negative gap analysis in our quantitative data. So our CDCs will plan and facilitate multiple career development activities throughout the school year to target this subgroup of students. And one amazing example of this I can share with you guys is Mr. Creighton, along with WEP and some of our business leaders and Business Advisory Council, actually had a event, they called it Girls in Manufacturing at Bridgestone. So we were able to take quite a few high school female students out to Bridgestone and we're able to show them that manufacturing and things like that aren't just something that guys and males are involved in. So I think that was one really eye-opening opportunity for a lot of our students to see that there are opportunities for them and make that happen. So that's just one example. We have a few other examples of some of that that's going to take place in this year. And then my final slide is just kind of highlighting our CTE partnerships and highlights. One thing that we worked really hard on in conjunction with our business community and with Wilson Community College was our Career Pathway Summit. I know some of you all were able to come to that. I think it was in September, late September, early October this year, where our students were able to see, starting with elementary school, what opportunities they have and how what they're doing now builds on itself from middle to high school to two-year degree to four-year degree, and ultimately entering the workforce. So that was a really amazing example of some partnership in Wilson, and we're already in the planning stages for that started pretty much the day after the last one, but we're looking forward to doing that again. The Girls in Manufacturing program that I spoke to you earlier about, Smithfield Foods program, so having students who are able to go out and see what's going on at Smithfield and seeing how that can translate to them hopefully down the line into the future. One thing I'm super excited about would be the Merck PEP, the Pharma Exploration Program. So, you know, with Merck and you're dealing with medicines and things like that, there's a lot of rules and regulations that go into getting into those buildings. And so we've done a lot of really behind-the-scenes work to make it possible for so some of our students can get in and see everything that Merck has to offer on that. And then our CT Out and About program. So this is also in conjunction with WEP, our Business Advisory Council, and other businesses, and just kind of getting out and getting our teachers on pretty much like a monthly opportunity for different groups of our CTE teachers to go and meet business leaders, hear about business opportunities, and then they're kind of creating some work-based plans and taking those back into the classroom. It's been a real eye-opening thing for our teachers, and really have made some good connections between the high schools and our middle schools and our business community. So that's just a few opportunities. If we had a bunch of time, I could keep going, but it's just a couple of opportunities that we've really worked over the last year and a half trying to make that happen. And in this current plan for the next 2 years, kind of continuing that and helping it grow. That's all I've got. Anybody any questions?
I think Mr. Creighton would be proud.
Yes, I'm the much shorter, much more handsome version of Mr. Creighton. I hope he's watching on YouTube right now.
That dude is yoked. I
Those are
wouldn't mess
great
with him.
numbers, though.
Dude knocked it out.
Top 10 most improved. That's pretty good. Board members, any comments?
So is that an action item or?
It is an action item. Because it's a plan for next year.
Mr. Chair, I move we adopt the local CTE plan.
All right, it has been moved by Mr. Breen and seconded by Mr. Batts and Dr. Fitch that we adopt the local CTE plan. Is there any discussion? All in favor of the motion, let it be known by the sign of aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Ayes have it, motion carries unanimously. All right, next up, we have several second read revised policies. Do you want to go over those, Ms. Boyette?
Very quickly.
All right.
Let's look at the first, everything except 6220. Mr. Chair, there were no changes to the other ones. Mr. Chair, I move that we adopt on second read revised policy 3225, 4312, 7320, technology responsible use. Also, revised policy 5071/7351, electronically stored information retention. Also, revised policy 7130, licensure, with, there were no changes from the first read.
Second.
All right. It's been moved by Mrs. Boyette, seconded by Dr. Fitch, that we approve on the second read revised policies 3225/4312/7320 technology responsible use, revised policy 5071/7351 electronically stored information retention, and revised policy 7130 licensure. Is there any discussion? All in favor of the motion, let it be known by the sign of aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Ayes have it, motion carries unanimously. Ms. Boyette.
The last one is revised policy 6220, and we did make one change, at the first reading. It's on line 82, and 83, where we talked about making it clearer as to what was not allowed, for unpaid meals. So, I'm satisfied that does a better job of explaining it. I move that we approve revised policy 6220, operation of school nutrition services.
Second.
All right, it has been moved by Mrs. Boyette, seconded by Ms. Powell and Mr. Breen, that we adopt revised policy 6220, operation of school nutrition services. Is there any discussion? All in favor of the motion, let it be known by the sign of aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Ayes have it, motion carries unanimously. All right, so next up on our agenda, we are at item K, which is the September Board of Education and Committee meetings. So, the September 21st meeting is on the Federal Advocacy Conference, and we are requesting that we move that date to September 14th.
Mr. Chair,
Mr. Brown.
Dr. Fitch.
Do we have a number of board members that are anticipating attending that conference to necessitate the move of that board meeting?
Well, I intend on going to it, and I think there's a couple others that are considering.
All right.
Mr. Chair.
Mr. Brown.
I move that we amend our meeting schedule to move the September 21st, 2026 school board meeting to September the 14th, 2026, to September the 14th, 2026.
All right. All right, so it has been moved by Mr. Breen, seconded by Mr. Batts, that we move our September 21st, 2026 board meeting to the September 14th, 2026 date as presented by administration. Is there any discussion? All in favor of the motion, let it be known by the sign of aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Ayes have it, motion carries unanimously. Now we are moving into item K, or L, I'm sorry, which is our continuing budget resolution. And I might ask Ms. Collins just to give us a little background.
This is just a request that the board approve the current budget that we're operating on until the state has passed a budget. So essentially, we're just operating on current funds to pay salaries and necessary expenses until we have a budget in place.
All right. Board members, are there any questions?
Mr. Chair,
Mr. Breen?
I move that we adopt an interim budget for the purpose of paying salaries and ordinary expenses of the school system until the 2026-2027 budget is adopted.
Second.
All right, so it has been moved by Mr. Breen, seconded by Mr. Batts and Mrs. Boyette, that we adopt the 2026-2027 continuing budget resolution. Is there any discussion? All in favor of the motion, let it be known by the sign of aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Ayes have it, motion carries unanimously. And next up, we have Ms. Powell.
I move that the Wilson County Board of Education go into closed session to consider confidential personnel matters as provided in the North Carolina General Statute 143-318.11A1 and 6 and 115C-319 through 321, to consider confidential student matters as provided in the North Carolina General Statute 143-318.11A1 and North Carolina General Statute 115C-402 and the Family Educational Rights and Privacy Act 20, United States Code 1232G, and to consult with the Board of Education attorney and preserve the attorney-client privilege as provided in the North Carolina General Statute 143-318.11A3.
Second.
All right, it has been moved by Ms. Powell, seconded by Ms. Boyette, that the Wilkes County Board of Education go into closed session to consider confidential personnel matters as provided by North Carolina General Statute 143-318.11A1 and 6 and 115C-319 through 321 to consider confidential student matters as provided in North Carolina General Statute 143-318.11A1 and North Carolina General Statute 115C-402 and the Family Educational Rights and Privacy Act 20 U.S.C. 1232G, and to consult with the Board of Education attorney and preserve the attorney-client privilege as provided in North Carolina General Statute 143-318.11A3. Is there any discussion? All in favor of the motion, let it be known by the sign of aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Ayes have it, motion carries unanimously. We are moving into closed session.